This is a through axle. This is not a through axle. It's not even an axle. It's a skewer, also known as a QR, or quick release. It relies on an axle built into the hub. It used to be how we held our wheels in our bikes, but they could come loose, and they weren't very stiff. So now we use these. These are through axles, and there are a lot of these. You have road bike through axles, which are the same as gravel bike through axles, which mostly started out as cyclocross bike through axles. And those started out as mountain bike through axles. To understand why they're all different, you need to understand the hubs. This is a hub. The hub width measures the space between the dropouts, but all through axles are actually longer than the hub width. The through axle is longer because it has to go through the hubs and each dropout. All frames and forks have different thickness dropouts and use different thread pitches, so there have to be a lot of different through axles. Let's start with front hubs and axles. Mountain bike hubs and axles to be precise. Mountain bike hubs are wider and their through axles are longer, and sometimes the axles have a larger diameter. Most mountain bike forks get 15mm diameter through axles. But wait, some 15mm diameter through axles are only 14mm in diameter at the threads. They used to fit a 100mm hub width. Then we got Boost. That's a 110mm wide hub. Some downhill bikes use a fatter 20mm diameter through axle in the fork, but they're the same width. Fat bikes have the widest hubs. Most of them are 150mm wide in the front. Through axles for road bikes are much shorter. They're usually 12mm in diameter. The front used to be 15mm diameter because that's what mountain bikes used, but now they're mostly 12mm, and fit a 100mm wide hub in the front. Cyclocross and gravel bike hubs are the same size as road bike hubs. Rear through axles are longer, but mostly they're all 12mm in diameter for any kind of bike. Many bikes have 142mm rear hub width, except on mountain bikes. Those used to be 142mm. Then we got Boost there too. Now they have 148mm wide hubs. Unless your bike is Super Boost. Then the hub is 157mm wide. Yes, they really call it that, Super Boost. Remember, through axles are always longer than the hub width. Sometimes up to 50mm longer because some bikes have really thick dropouts. Each bike is different and takes a different length through axle. Sometimes they tighten with a lever. And sometimes there is stealthy through axle with no lever, but you have to use a tool to tighten those. Stealthy through axles look better and are aerodynamic, and they're lighter. And you won't hit the lever on trailside obstacles, but levers tighten quicker. Both lever through axles and stealth through axles thread into the dropout, and those threads are different too. Fine thread pitches mean they take longer to thread in, but they're good at staying tight. Coarse thread pitches thread in faster, but they can come loose. Different frames and forks use different lengths and thread pitches. We're not done yet. Some bikes have proprietary through axle systems. They're special. Mavic speed release, rapid axle technology, nailed, and Q-lock, to name a few. All of these through axles are from the Robert Axle project. They make axles for everything, even your trainer. If you need a new through axle for pretty much any type of bike, whether it's road, gravel, cyclocross, or mountain, Robert Axle Project will help you find the right length and thread pitch for your bike.